What's going on, everyone? D. Anthony here with Evolution Traders. Today we're going to kind of go over what happened with the Nasdaq futures today. So when you look at the daily chart right now after hours, it looks like a phenomenal day, right? Well, a lot of this price action came after the bell, okay? So if you were around today and you were kind of trading the markets, definitely on smaller time frames, you can see that the market was very, very choppy, okay? Now, we slowly grinded higher, and I know this is going to be hard for you guys to see, but I just want to... Actually, let me go ahead and take this off so you guys can see it a little bit better. Now, if you notice, there was a good portion of time here in the pre-market, right, leading into the bell here, that it was exceptionally choppy, okay? Now, to kind of start the morning, we kind of put in this little bit of a high, and then after the first hour, we kind of dropped, and then we quickly swept the lows of the overnight session, and then trickled higher, and then we pulled back into the 20-period moving average, and then we put in a new high. And then we pulled back into the 20-period moving average, and then we tried to make this attempt at a double top here. You know, some would argue that at this point in time, it was a head and shoulders action with no follow-through. So realistically speaking, you know, after 10 o'clock, 10:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time is when the market just kind of, you know, slowly grinded higher with one last test of the 20 into the close, and then we got the explosion. So the daily chart today is going to show that we had a phenomenal day, but most of this price action came an hour after the market actually closed. So again, if you were kind of sitting around trading this market, again, you could have gotten yourself chopped up today. Today could have definitely been a day where it was very, very tricky to trade. There was a point in time today this morning, although I did finish green, I think I was up like at $320 or $340. But there was a point in time today where I told myself I need to take a break because I'm getting the feeling of anticipating where the market's going. Now, what does that mean? You know, you get a little bit of pullback and then you want to take the short position because you're telling yourself internally, well, if we break down, I'm going to be a part of the big move. And then there was a portion of time telling myself, well, you know, if I just use this low as a floor and I get in long, I could, you know, ride the whole wave, which essentially could have been true. But, you know, those thoughts of trying to anticipate where price is going versus getting a legitimate setup can be detrimental to, you know, your trading account. So anytime you do feel that way, where you feel yourself, I call it chasing candlesticks, you need to walk away. And I walked away for, you know, a better portion of 45 minutes, an hour, and then came back. And when I came back, I had a different look at the market. So what I did personally is I pulled up the big chart, and I'm going to show you this big chart really quick with all of the moving averages, okay? So what I did is I pulled up the big chart with all the moving averages, and I want to try to make this as big as possible so you guys can see it the best way possible. But what I did here is I did look for 20 SMA plays. I did take a break over the 200 SMA on a 5-minute time frame. So once we broke over the 200 SMA, I got in. I was looking at resistance up here at the linear regression. When we pulled back to the 200 period moving average, I went ahead and took another long position. So what I did is I traded one micro. Okay, I traded one micro after initially I made about $160 trading my normal position sizing. After I started to feel a little bit squeamish, antsy, you know, like as if I was trying to predict the market, I took that break. I came back and I told myself, if you're going to participate, you need to follow some rules. And those rules that I needed to follow was I cannot trade no more than one micro, and I'm going to treat everything as a scalp. If I find a particular setup and I get 10 points, I make $20, $22, $25, just sell the trade and find something else. And that's exactly what I did. I proceeded to take another 7, 8, 9, 10 trades somewhere along that line, you know, where I was just looking to scalp moves. You know, I seen us put in a top here, use the top wick as a stop, tell myself that if it price breaks over this, you know, go ahead and get out of the trade and just try to take this back down into support. Again, I wasn't looking for much. I was trading one micro. I was trying to make $15, $25 every trade that I was taking? Is it exciting? Is it something that is going to change your life? Of course not. But what it allowed me to do is stay patient. It allowed me to scratch that itch of being able to take trades, and it also allowed me to kind of compound the winning day that I already had. And I ended up finishing with 300 and some odd dollars. Let's just call it $300 on the Apex funded account today, which I don't know if it's still on the screen. I think you guys can see it down at the bottom. But that's essentially what takes years and years and years of experience, is being able to identify in real time that A, you potentially could be going on tilt, B, potentially if it's going to be a lot harder to walk away and not look at the computer screens before you do something stupid. Set a rule for yourself and size all the way down. If you want to be involved in the party, play one micro contract. Sure, are you going to make a ton of money? No, but at least you get that fix, right? And as a trader and you yourself as a trader, you understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes it's very, very hard, especially if let's say, for example, you have the day off, or let's say, for example, you're at work and you have all the time in the world to trade, or you're like myself where you trade for a living. I have nothing but time to sit here and look at the candlesticks. So for me, sometimes it is very, very hard to get up and walk away when I haven't felt like I've made enough money on the day trading. Does that make sense? So there is some days where, let's say in the first 30 minutes, I identify my setup and I make $300, $400, $500 very quickly. I have no problem walking away. It's the days where I get into a trade and it doesn't really work and it stops me out for a small loss, and then I take another trade and then I break even, and then I take another trade and I only make a little bit of money, and then it goes back against me and I break even again. It's those type of days that want to keep me hunting. They want to keep me, looking for the next opportunity. And I know that. So I do the best thing possible to kind of combat that, and that's trading still, but using very, very small size. So I'm still going to stick to like my daily loss max limit. Now I have multiple different funded accounts. On a $25,000 funded account, my max drawdown that I'm willing to lose in the day is around $200. On a $50,000 account, it's around $300, $350. That's just how I do it. Again, you have to find what your sweet spot is. Everyone's sweet spot could be different. Yours could be $100. Yours could be, $50. I don't know. It's what's sweet to you, right? So again, every trader is different. We're all on a different path. We're all on a different, timeline here. But again, definitely if I would have traded small size and lost $150, $200, then yeah, I would have needed to start thinking about hanging it up. But for the most part, it was a pretty bad price action day because you were getting like these breakouts and then it pulled all the way back. And then you were wanting to short and then it trapped. And then you get a new high of day break and then it pulls all the way back. And then it does the same thing again where it starts to ramp up and then it pulled back and it starts to grind and there's no real setup. And then it's when there's no real setup, when it's just kind of grinding, is when you're trying to, well, let me short here and let me go long here. And well, maybe if this happens, then I can be in the move. You start doing all kinds of funny stuff. And it's when you start doing funny stuff is when you can really get hurt on your trading account. So again, just wanted to kind of bring that to light, pass that experience along to you guys. The moral of the story is identify when it's not the best price action day and be an adult and make one of two hard decisions. You need to close it down before you lose everything and walk away, or you need to size all the way down if you still want to be a part of the party. And I'm talking about one micro contract, and you're just looking to find your setup. Take 10 points here, take 5 points here, take 15 points here. I'm talking about making $15, $25, $30 a trade, guys. It's not luxurious. It's the hard stuff. And that kind of hard stuff is what's going to keep you in business. Finding, 10, 15 areas of opportunity where you can scalp. Again, I'm talking to scalpers. I'm talking to day traders. I'm not talking to someone who's looking for that one big setup. Because yes, let's be truthful. Could you have gotten long at any point in time of the day and told yourself, I'm going to use overnight session lows as a stop and just sit here and ride the move? You know, I could have had someone that's telling me, well, hey, how about when we bottomed out here at this linear regression and we kind of came down to this Bollinger Band? Well, I got long down here at a price of 17,300. And I didn't sell till the end of day at a price of 17,450. I made 150 points. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's great for you. But the majority of traders out there who are trading, including myself, we're not looking for that all-day move like that. Those all-day moves sound nice. They look good when you look back at the picture, you know, when everything is said and done. When the market is moving, you're looking for a setup and you're looking for it to go, and you're looking for it to go right now. Let's be realistic. So that's why most of us are leaning more towards the scalping side of things. And I don't mean hyper scalping where you're getting in and out in 1 second, but I mean for the better half of, you know, we're looking to get in and hold a 5, 10, 15 minute trade and get out. Looking to get in, hold a 2, 3 minute trade and get out. You know, for us that are looking to do that, days like today become exceptionally hard, but you have to do the hard stuff. It's shut the computer screen down once you identify that today is a day potentially you can go on tilt because you're not really getting your setup. Or 2, play 1 micro contract, continue to take trades, but just take trades profits a lot sooner. I hope this video can help someone out there. If it can, give me a thumbs up. Also, guys, if you would like to trade with me and get access to the rest of the strategies that I use in one-on-one coaching and mentorship and trade with the community, definitely join Evolution Traders, and I will see all of you guys on the inside.